Okay, obviously Anaheim 1 didn't go as planned, but what did you learn about the bike there, and what did you do this week to kind of combat those lessons?
So obviously I think the one main big one was my starts, and we kind of pinpointed that to gearing. We changed our gearing since Paris and Australia AusX Open, and it kind of made it so we can use second a bit more on the track, and we just found it was way too aggressive on the track or on the starts. So, and it made first gear not really usable. It'd slide up very easily. So we ended up changing that to make our window a lot bigger, because if we nailed our start with that gearing, oh my gosh, it was a whole shot by a mile. But when we messed up, it was bad. We're wheeling, we're wheelie boys basically. So it wasn't ideal. So we went back on gearing, and then obviously suspension. We had a crust on top, and then it would kind of go through on heavy loads, and heavy impacts would just blow through, and the forks and the rear was just way too stiff. So we were thankfully enough, we were able to test through the week and get that fixed, and hopefully be in a better standpoint this weekend. We'll obviously get to see and look at if we've improved, and all right, we need to do this. Okay, now we're too soft here, or all right, we got that crust off, but we need to add a little bit more in the bottom, you know. So it's just like trial and error, really. Just kind of see which is better and which is what we need to change.
Was this a crazy stressful week then? Like, were they long days of a track where you didn't really know what direction you were going?
It's not really a stressful day. I think all of our test days, we're always really going till dark. That's just how we are. We're always trying to be bettering ourselves, or if not the bike. So test days for us are very rarely when we finish in daylight. A lot of times we're just trying to squeeze out one little setting that, oh, we think this might be better. We've got clear goggles on, we're like kind of squinting because it's fairly dark, or the sun's just gone down on the other side of the mountain. So that's just normally us. We've always been like that, and it's not really a stressful weekend. It's kind of, all right, we need to figure it out, and thankfully we have 17 rounds, and we got 2 test days to try and work that out, you know, so it's not so stressful, you know.
I think a lot of people felt as though in the main event last week, in the first half you looked frustrated, and then in the second half you started to pick it up. So what was that? Was that frustration? Was it bike setup? Because the last 6 minutes, It definitely looked like you found another gear.
Yeah, I think the first part of that was, excuse my language, a bit shit, go, for where I was. I think when I was 22nd after I crashed, I think I was 7 seconds off of 21st, so that wasn't, or 20th, or I was last place, that's all I know, and that wasn't ideal. So that already is gosh, I got 7 seconds to close in on the guy in front of me next. So just kind of was trying to get going, and after the crash, like, all right, let's just kind of just log laps, just get to wherever I can and try and eliminate another mistake, you know. I think was the biggest thing, and just obviously trying to manage the bike too, and how that was reacting was another thing. So it just was just kind of salvaging as many points as we can.
Last thing, can you come into San Diego and expect a main event win, or do you feel like there's still a bit of a process to go with the bike?
I'm expecting something better than 12th. I can tell you that. Something better than 12th, I hope. So we'll see. I mean, gosh, we'd be happy with a podium or a top 5 after that result last weekend.
Okay, so Anaheim 1 is in the books. How did this week go for you? Was there a lot of work to do? Obviously, you learned a lot at round 1.
I mean, there's a lot of work to do, of course. Until we don't get ever a win, there's a lot of work to do. And even though we get a win, there's always work to do. So in my point of view, A1 was a good race day. I learned a lot. We took a lot of positives, but I think also points where we could work pretty much directly, like very fast, like this week. So we work on a little bit bike setup to make me feel more comfortable. And overall, I'm happy. It was a decent, very good week of training and a decent start to the season. So happy.
So what changes did you make this week? What's changed on the bike to make you more comfortable?
Yeah, little changes with the suspension to make me feel more comfortable everywhere, starting from whoops to corners to pretty much everywhere. So it was good. Kawasaki putting a lot of effort to, you know, every time I need something, they are there to support. So happy, good way of working, and I like it when at the end of the week we can take a lot of positives out of training, and if training days are going the right way, you know, you get more confident also to the next race. So I'm happy with the week and happy with the effort they're putting.
I have one rider who tells me the Kawasaki just doesn't turn, and another rider that tells me the Kawasaki turns a lot better than a gas. So where do you sit? I got told to ask you this question by other riders.
I only know in Supercross, Kawi way better.
At turning?
No, everywhere.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty clear cut then.
Yeah.
Obviously this
everywhere.
And obviously this is a big
Did you see
team
the
change.
starts? I told you.
Yes, we know you're good at starts. We know you're good at starts. Don't worry. We know. Whole shot this week or?
Yeah.
Okay. And every week?
Hopefully. I mean, that's my goal. And I think everyone's goal, but yeah, my goal is to hold shot and makes life a bit easier for
It will
me
speed
too.
up your learning as well.
Exactly. So every time I make a good start, it's better because it helps me to improve. And I see guys that are running always up front, so I learn from the good guys, you know, from the very good guys. So it's it's very important for me. Yeah, that's it.
Well, what did you see in the main event last week from the other guys? Did you see someone do a line that you liked or technique or?
To be honest, I was feeling a little bit uncomfortable everywhere, like even in the corners and stuff. So I was kind of like more focused on myself on, okay, let's try to get a better flow every lap. But definitely the pace that Chase was riding, or Kenny and those guys, or Jason, was a fast pace. So, I mean, I could see them a couple of meters and then they were gone, you know? Yeah, I mean, I have Jason every day at the test track, and he podiumed the other day. He was one of the fastest. I learn a lot from him every day, too.
Have you been faster than Jason at the test track at all?
Nope.
Close?
Well, depends what's close.
Closer than I would be?
Than you will for
There we
sure,
go,
man.
there we go.
But no, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's like that. I'm not close to Jason at the test track. Like, he's on another level. So, but it's good. I have good reference, and my goal is to get closer and closer. We did some main events together at practice, so it's like, okay, we'll see if this time it's not taking that much of a gap, and every time trying to get closer and closer.
Last thing, obviously Kawasaki is a big switch, but even the way of working in Europe compared to America is huge. Just the way people send texts, communicate, is so different. So how do you find that? What have you noticed some of the differences in the way of working is?
Well, I think that in my case, I have everyone that's needed at the test track every day. So if something needs to be changed on the bike, the person is there at the test track. So we can work directly and immediately on the problem and we solve it. We don't wait. We go and we do it. And that's very nice to have that kind of working, that kind of way of working, you know?
Yeah.
Having all those people at the test track every day, they also see how you ride. So they also learn your riding style. So it's easier for the future changes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They understand also when you explain things, what you actually mean by saying those words. So it's, yeah, I think I'm very happy with the team. Mechanic, everyone involved, suspension, everything is good.
Okay, this week Lars Lindström released a statement that said that Anaheim 1 was not as bad as maybe everyone thought. Everyone was overreacting. So where are you at? Because truth be told, I do think that everyone forgets or overlooks that you were fourth when you crashed.
Yeah, exactly. You know, take away my crash and it was, you know, potentially a podium, a top 4, top 5 result, you know, which is still a solid run on the board. So, yeah, for sure. Jett's night obviously didn't help the factor that we both were outside the top 10, you know. But that's racing. That's racing, man.
Was this week chaotic? Was there a lot of work done or was it fairly normal?
No, there was still a lot of work done. I don't think we would have treated it any differently had we had a good race or something. We're always trying to make the bike better wherever we can. So, yeah, just still figuring things out on the new bike and whatnot.
What are you figuring out? What are you trying to make better? Can we deep dive a little bit?
Yeah, obviously the rear of the bike was pretty high, and that's what we struggled with the most last weekend. So just worked on that, a lot of it, and the stability of the bike and the character and what, honestly, it's just things that you make a change to normally achieve an outcome or how it achieve a certain characteristic haven't kind of really been clicking. So we have the best guys in our team and we all sort it out, you know, and I think we're in a lot better position this weekend coming in, and that's what it is, you know. We got the best guys behind us and we work together, we win together, we lose together, and yeah, all good.
I know the HRC MXGP guys have made some quite major changes. Do you have a similar amount of ground to work with? Like, can you explore quite wild options?
Define wild options.
Stuff that maybe we wouldn't expect? Major component changes?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We're not. We won't try and recreate the ball or the wheel if we don't have to. So, no, I wouldn't say wild things.
What about starts? I feel like they weren't as good as last year across the board, both you and Jett. Is there a reason for that? Have you identified a reason?
Yeah, we worked on that. And we made a change. So you just have to stay tuned to Saturday night and see how it works out for us.
I feel like confidence is in a good place. Again, everyone maybe thought you and Jett would be down in the dumps after last week, but it seems like you have a pretty good handle on where you're at.
Yeah, man. We'd be pretty terrible athletes if one bad race threw us up against the wall and we were just miserable. So.
And last thing, what are your expectations for this season? I feel like it's all over the board. Some people feel like you should be battling for the title. Obviously, the first win is kind of something everyone's talking about.
Yeah.
But where's your head at?
Yeah, dude, look at last weekend, how it went. Do you think we had any plans or imagine that? No, nothing. You can't expect or imagine anything to happen. You know, you just go out and do your best. And obviously I know what I'm capable of. Everyone's seen that last year. And just looking to build. You know, I want to be in the conversation each weekend. Obviously, first win would be great, but it starts with just being in the top 5, top 3 every weekend consistently, which I haven't done in Supercross yet. So that's where I'm at now. You know, you can't run before you learn how to walk, right? So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, I feel like that's maybe where people got a bit ahead of themselves in the off-season. Obviously, outdoors was great, SMX was great. People felt like that would just automatically translate to Supercross, but this is its own process, huh?
Yeah, well, I mean, we're one round in. Like we said, one crash had not have happened and could have been a podium, and everyone would be saying a different thing. That's why we don't listen to the critics and we don't listen to those people, and they don't affect us and matter to our program and what we got going on, you know, because we just stick to what we know and who we are as a family and athletes. And dude, it's round 2. We've not even completed round 2 and everyone's already making their mind up on the season, it sounds like. So it's pretty funny.
Joe Shimoda, round 2 here in San Diego, has the win the first round. I know that had to take a big amount of pressure off your back. Did it set in after last weekend?
Yeah, actually, kind of pressure off my back from maybe like 3 years. Yeah, starting off season strong. It was always the goal, and it took me a while, you know. And no, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, you talked about that a little bit in the press conference. You talked about like your history of always putting too much pressure on yourself, and of course, doing well at the first round's always been a big goal. So now that it happened, do you feel like you're in a place to transition into this week and continuing staying at the front, running at the front, and not building like you have in the years past?
No, we still have to, you know, keep improving and building, you know. And it's only first round. I guess it's cool to win the first round, but really it means not much. So yeah, we have to keep pushing.
You say it doesn't mean much because it is only round 1, right? But if you do it again tomorrow night, then I feel like, okay, I'm that guy now. I can be that guy. Is that true?
I think if I can do it tomorrow night, that's a bigger one. Yeah.
How big of an impact on the success so far at round 1 has the move to the East Coast been? You've touched on it a little bit. Has it made a massive difference in how you feel?
Well, I guess like I think I just had a way better quality training. Every day, like solid program. I have a new physical trainer. His name is Joe Cantarelli. Now me and him just, you know, try to eliminate my weaknesses on my side, and then on the bike side, I rode so much that I understand what the bike's gonna do while riding. So no, just a good quality days.
How is you're at the Sandbox now, right? Not with the Lawrence brothers.
Yeah.
Was that a decision that you made on your own? What brought that decision on to stay at Sandbox?
Yeah, I mean, original plan was to try to go to the 83 compound.
Yeah.
But I asked them if I can go, but I guess it's a full capacity for them, so there's no room for me to go there. So I had to switch to Sandbox as the.
Last question for you: with the bike, percentage-wise, how close are you where you want it to be for the season? You at 80%, 100%?
I mean, honestly, like you're never gonna get perfect bike. So I would say 80% is the highest. I think, I don't know, 60, 70% maybe. I want to try to get it like a balanced bike that stays good all day, you know.
Sure.
But it doesn't have to be perfect for me. So, no, bike's in a good spot.